and not necessarily going out and saying, I'm looking for a job, can you help me? Because there are many employers who, they don't have jobs, so they're not that interested in talking to you. But instead of you approach it as to just wanting to get to know their company, really interested in learning about it, and then really acting almost like as a consultant to try to understand what are the challenges and problems they're facing. Is there something in particular, given your background, that you can apply to solve that problem, and maybe offer up a project, or even be a consultant for a while, which I know is not the ideal way for what students want, but in this market, that's a great way to get your foot in the door. It can be very discouraging after a while to go out and be told that we're not hiring, and after a while you can almost feel like just giving up. I've had many people come to me and say, I just have no motivation, like it doesn't even matter if I go out and talk to people. So how do I get motivated to go out and even talk to people if they don't even have a job open? So what I ask people to think about is, you already know the fact that a lot of people aren't going to be hiring, so it's not any surprise that when they tell you that they don't have a job. But if you can go about this process thinking every person who you meet and you're able to engage with is a person who, if they don't have a job, they may be a person who knows someone who does, first. Second, they may be a person who actually gives you insider information or new ways to think about how to approach a company or interview later when there is actually a job open, that will help you when there is a job open. It's a lot about investing now and I like to use the concept of there is going to be a competition that will happen when a job is open.
It's really easy and very tempting to just sit behind a computer and start applying to a lot of positions. But again, when you do that, you're competing against thousands of candidates, and in more cases than not, there's not a real clear distinction on what differentiates you from other candidates. I think just the other thing around the networking, the reason why I feel like that's really important is it gives people kind of the confidence as they practice telling their story in a somewhat of a non-threatening way. If you're waiting to practice to tell your story in an interview situation, you really take a big chance on it might not come across the way that you want it to.